that's why sometimes even with these interviews, it reaches, you've gone through level 1, 2, 3. Sometimes there's 5 stages to some of them, you know.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of company is this?
Yeah.
But all it takes is you messing up with one, and they're like, unfortunately, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
And I like that illustration because everyone can be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can perceive certain things. We all know that. Human beings, we can even act like we are fine when we are not.
Yep.
So if you're gonna be in a relationship with someone, you need to find what your major is.
Exactly.
And what your minor is. Because there are certain minors. Let's mention some minors. Maybe you first met, she's not a great cook. That's a minor, because that's something, you know, we could work on. You know.
Or the guy can't cook, you know,
Yeah.
minor. Yeah.
Minor.
Yeah.
Another thing is, what's another minor that comes to mind? I'm gonna think of some minors.
Somebody might be a bit impatient.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, that's a minor, because you'd be like, look, chill a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few minors. Maybe,
yeah.
You know, like she likes to fart a lot, but that's a minor. That's a minor, because
it's a minor.
You could say, listen, if you want to fart, go to the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go to the majors.
Yeah.
What is a major? For me, a major is someone, this is one for me, is someone who doesn't say much, but then you could tell there's a lot on their mind, but they're not telling you what is on their mind. Communication is a major for me.
Yeah.
Major.
Yeah.
Because it is the foundation for everything working out.
Yeah.
Talking.
Yeah. And also respect for, another major is lacking respect for people's boundaries.
Yeah.
So an example, if your partner says, I know that you like pasta, but pasta makes me ill. Yeah. And you go, oh, okay, well, I like making pasta. And then you make pasta for for yourself and your partner. Is like, did you not hear what I just said? I'm not saying you can't have pasta. Yeah. But you don't even care to make something, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's another major, like just disregarding people's boundaries.
100%.
Because you want to do what you want to do, you want what you want.
Exactly. Now,
or even listening.
Yeah, listening. That's
communication.
Bro, yeah, isn't that simple though? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds simple, listening, but boy, is it hard for some people to listen.
Yeah.
I read a book. It says I read a book. It says anytime you're talking to someone, there's 4 people actually having a conversation.
Yeah.
Because your mind is thinking of something else whilst you're talking. Yeah. So you're talking at the same time. I'm listening. My mind is elsewhere. So there's 4 people in a conversation instead of it being 2.
Yeah.
Because the mind is elsewhere whilst the person is talking. Your mind is also thinking of other stuff whilst you are talking to me.
Yeah.
And whilst you're talking to me, I'm thinking of the answer instead of listening to what you are saying.
Yeah.
So that's a major. Major. And when you realize that the major is, I was with this girl. It sounds like I've been with a lot of girls, but just a few girls. Few relationships. Yeah.
Few.
I'm not like you. So basically,
thousands. Yeah. 10,000. Continue.
Major. Girl wouldn't speak. I didn't mind that at first. I thought, you know what? I'm going to be the hero that changes that. Sometimes you go into relationships thinking that way. You're thinking,
I think you're a Superman.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's never worked where someone has been able to help someone. But then again, on the other side, the person needs to be a bit humble to change anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know. Anyway, did not talk. Days go by. Sometimes we don't talk. And it's like, I'm like, what's going on? He said, oh, chill, man. You worry too much. I'm like, what do you mean I worry too much? I'm with you. We got to talk. And I'm not talking about the talking as I'm not giving her space. That one, I get it.
Yeah. I get that, yeah.
I'm talking about like, she's I was getting tired of drawing her out constantly.
Yeah.
Drawing, everything was like an interview. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It got to a point I couldn't
Yeah.
relax no more. When she's around people, she was not great at communicating with them. So I felt it got to a point. It was quite easy for me to end that one,
Yeah.
if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Now I get that one.
it's okay.
Yeah, I get that one. Like, and the thing is, ironically, if the tables were to be turned and you did the same thing, would not be accepted.
Yeah,
And if you said chill, it'd be like you're the worst person on the planet.
exactly.
You
So
know?
yeah. So going
Yeah.
back to what we're really talking about then, yeah.
Yeah.
Time to leave.
Yeah.
When you notice the major, don't waste time.
Yeah.
A lot of people have wasted time. You've wasted time, bro. I've
Years.
wasted time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've wasted time.
Yeah.
And if there's any advice I could give to anyone, don't waste too much time. Because because this is the interesting thing as well. When you're breaking up, and even if the person is the wrong person, you still get hurt, you know?
Of course.
You know, it doesn't mean that it's like it's beautiful, like, oh, I found a major thing that's wrong and I'm out.
No one wants a major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, you know, because I know some relationship when you're out, you're like, yes, but some still you feel hurt because you've invested so much time.
And you don't want you. And the reason why people waste time is they don't want a major, so they keep trying to fix it. Some things cannot be fixed.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the time is wasted.
Yeah.
You know.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. In fact, I think the quicker you notice, the better for you.
I think it's one of those ones where, like, how can I put this? Even though there might be a major, yeah, I wouldn't say, oh, major, done. Yeah. You see a major and you go, oh, okay, there's a major. So here's what you do. Let's say your emotions is hard drive space, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you use 100% of it to, like you said, invest time or whatever. The moment you see a major, cut some of that back. Okay, I'm using 50% now. Use the other 50% to engage this. Because when we're emotional, this shuts off. Apparently, and I could be wrong from a psychologist, when you're in love, your brain shuts down. Yeah.
Rasta.
So you need to dial it back and let this take over a bit, right? And then that's where communication comes in. And when you talk to that person and you observe how they respond to what you're saying, then you know what to do from there, right?
Yeah.
So there've been many situations where there will be a massive problem, and you don't just write people off, because people have issues, right? And people deserve second chances, and they deserve chances to address their issues. Yeah. Some people don't want to. So that's why I say, if there's a major, you can say, hey, can we talk about something that's bothering? Yeah. And let me tell you something. There've been experiences where I would see a major and I would talk about it, and you will literally watch the person zone off. Like, just go. And then when it's done, oh yeah, back to reality. And then they continue as if you never said anything.
Ding, 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 alarm bells.
Alarm bells. And then the next day, yeah, the same thing that you had a problem with repeats itself. And you go, oh, remember when we spoke about, and they're like, oh, that's cool. And then you repeat it, zone out, come back. And then the same thing happens again. No effort, no nothing. The moment that happens twice, go, this is not working out for me.
100%.
Because that person is banking on you to, there are people in life that would, when we were younger, yeah, we would say how we felt. And then if the person didn't acknowledge it, we would just forget it and then continue, right? And that's what people are banking on. If I just ignore it and continue doing it, he will ignore it and he would tolerate my nonsense. Yeah. And that's how you get drained. That's how you fall apart, you know. So for me, I'm always about giving people chances. But the moment somebody shows you who they are and they show you that there's no chance of changing or they project onto you, this is not going to work.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, so the problem not really is because sometimes you might be with someone and they've got some major issues.
Mm.
And you notice a major and said, let's talk about this major. This is becoming a problem. I feel like if they are willing to say, actually, yeah, it's a problem. Actually, being with you, I've realized why I'm this way. It makes it a lot more comforting. You're thinking, you know what? okay, there's a bit of acceptance here.
Yeah.
You know, the person has admitted.
Yeah.
Once someone admits, it's a great start.
Yeah.
And they want to actually work on it and says, look, anytime I do that, just remind me I'm doing it again. And it's like, I'm just going to do my best. And then the next time they improve by 10%. So, okay. The next time, because you could still be with someone and sometimes you realize that you've got major problems the more the relationship develops.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you've spent a lot of years being together. But then if you're able to say, look, you know, we could work this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is great.
Yeah.
That is great because you could honestly say, do you remember when you used to be quite angry?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you know, but you know, I know I've said this in earlier podcasts, I wasn't a great communicator, but now I could happily say we've overcome that to the point that I'm talking more than my wife would love to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's we're also not saying that we want to write everyone off. It's just the attitude as well, isn't it? Because I believe, I mean, you know, you've spoken to me about situations you faced. I believe that if the person was really willing to work as a team with you, you would have probably said, you know what? I think people in general like say when someone is putting the effort.
Yeah.
There's times where I've watched football games, as you know, football games of Ghana playing, and they lost the game.
Yeah.
But sometimes I walk out thinking, but you know what? They played really well.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the attitude is everything as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
It's it's what have I learned personally? The quicker you do the exit, when you realize after giving it time,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's times where I'm like, I could have done this in 20 days, and now it's 20 this, 20 that.
Yeah.
I'd have recovered by now.
Exactly.
And then you start getting a bit upset with yourself because you're thinking, I could have just done this months ago.
But the thing is, I don't think people should be upset with themselves because you're still growing and learning about yourself as time goes on. The only reason you would be stuck in things for so long is because you don't know yourself. And the reason why you would walk away quickly is because as time has gone on, you have learned about who you are. So you won't tolerate the same stuff as the person that you were before. Yeah. So if you're always worried about how people feel and this and that, and they use it against you, it would take like months and years to break something because that's who you are. But as time goes on, you start to learn about yourself. You start to learn about people and psychology and codependency and narcissism and all those things. Yeah. And you start to actually change. The time is shorter and shorter because what's happening is that when you were younger, you didn't love yourself and you loved everybody else way too much. But as time has gone on and you've learned, you'd have loved yourself to the point that if you have to sacrifice yourself for somebody else, and I don't mean that in a good way, I mean it in a bad way, where you sacrifice your mental health, your happiness, your peace of mind for somebody else, yeah, because you start to love yourself, you go, no, I'm not tolerating that. I will give you a chance. But if you're not even showing, no, cool, move on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of growth. It would be so great not to waste years and months and years, but at the end of the day, each person grows at a certain speed.
Yeah, and
And
pace.
and pace, yeah.
Well, I guess you know what. Boy, you're the positive one here today. Yeah. So normally you're the negative one, but that's besides
Now
the
I feel
point.
good today. I
That
feel
is
from
not
the
the
gym.
point.
No, I had
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
workout, so
No,
yeah.
no. So I was gonna say it's interesting because even looking back, you could still learn a lot from what has happened, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, one of the worst, because let me be honest with you, if I was not in a relationship where the person was a bit manipulative, I don't think I would have had no clue because I went in with and then you realize, no, 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 bro. So when you meet the next person, you're like, nah, I
Yeah.
recognize this. So positively, you could gather experience from what has happened.
Yes. I think in the past, what happened was you would go into relationships positively towards a person, but
Mm,
incredibly negative towards yourself.
yeah.
And people pick up that energy and they go, we can manipulate this. As we were talking about business, you know, how people can manipulate you business wise and how much you charge and stuff and go, can I get a discount? And because they know that you'll be like, oh man, okay, you know. But as you get older and wiser, you become more positive to yourself. And of course, you will approach things positively. But the moment a person um, displays negativity, it clashes with your positivity.
Yeah.
And then you go, mm-mm. But in the past, when in the past, when you didn't love yourself or viewed yourself in a negative light, it was easy to get embroiled in because you needed the other person to feel positive, and they knew it. You know,
You knew it.
yeah, yeah. But once you're positive, you could just walk away from stuff.
100%. I guess these experiences helps you get to be more solidify. You solidify yourself,
Yeah,
and you need to say, don't want that. You know, you meet people who say, nope, don't want that. Nope, don't want that. Well, they've gathered experience.
yeah,
And sometimes I think, whoa, boy, oh boy, you don't have to say no like that. It's like, nope,
yeah.
nope.
Nope, nope.
Sometimes the no is coming with so much experience.
Yeah. Or if
Just like,
some go on,
just like, and this is something you could relate to, just like pyramid schemes, yeah?
yeah,
They come in all sorts of fashion.
yeah,
I've been with people who said, oh, there's this opportunity. I
yeah,
did not see it until you keep digging deeper and deeper into the business and you're like, what the? This is mad.
dude. The same relationships we were talking about are the equivalent of pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
It's the same thing,
Honestly,
same structure.
yeah. So one time this lady said, oh, there's this financial thing and you just tell people how to manage their money and then you get paid. And you know what's called, but I'm not going to go into it because normally this stuff, you need so much explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute, hold on, yeah. Yeah, so normally with this kind of pyramid scheme, it's like usually it needs an explanation. They'll talk to you, set the base, and say, yeah, this is what we do, and then you make money this way, and you're like, oh, that's amazing. And then until they sit down with you and they say, oh, I'm going to invite one of my colleagues to come on, and it's like two people are ganging up on you, and you're like, and then you're sitting there thinking, 5, 10 minutes into it, you're like, no, but you can't say no because you're being ganged upon. And then getting out, you have to now come up with excuses like I'm busy, I haven't got time for this. Because
Yep.
I've experienced all these kind of things now, when someone comes up to me now and say, oh, we've got a venture, if it's not simple and straightforward, and I know that, for example, like what I do horticulture, gardening, yeah? What do? Yeah, I'll go maintain people's garden. I get paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Now, if someone comes up to me and say, yeah, this is how you make money, they start off simple, and then they say, but we need to sit down and talk about other stuff. I'm like, okay. So likewise, comparing this to a relationship, I've gathered experiences about this pyramid scheme stuff.
Yeah.
But to meet someone new and you notice something, you're like, something is up here.
Yeah. But
So, go on.
I was going to say, here's the thing that's fascinating about that. The reason why pyramid schemes and stuff are so successful, right? They know who to target. So they're targeting people who desperately want money.
Yeah.
They're struggling.
Yeah.
They need money. So then somebody comes to them with a way out. You know what I mean? I can make all of your dreams come true. You know, you want this car that you want a car that you've always wanted. I could get you that car. I can get you this. I can get you that. Yeah. And subconsciously, you could see that something's off, but consciously you're bombarded with, like, you know, your dreams, the thing that you desperately want. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, once you reach a space, yeah, where everybody wants money, everybody needs money. But once you reach a space where you need money, but you can live without it, you're cool. Pyramid schemes can't work against you.
No.
Because you'll be able to, like you said, yeah, you would have reached a point where it's like, yeah, I want money, but I'm not going to kill myself for it. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go and do some work and get money in my hand. Yeah. Because you're not desperate anymore.
100%.
And it can't work. Yeah.
100%. And this is the mistake that we make, but then you learn. So when someone approaches you that, usually you don't think immediately, just relationship, you rush into it. You're like, oh, wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it? Whoa, what's that?
Yep.
Then when you're in, you're like, oh, I need to get out.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting because my one, she said, there's no pressure. So, you know, and they said, oh, your people are killing it too with this stuff. And then they start mentioning examples of people that you don't even know who are killing it.
Exactly.
And then, so because this is one of many that's happened to me. She started calling me, messaging me, how are you? And have you had the chance to check the link? And I'm like, I'll check it. And then it becomes like a pestering thing. And it's like, I'll check the link. What now? Yeah, good. Click on this thing and accept. And then we organize the meeting. And it's like, and then when you're there, you feel so taken. You're gone.
No, I was going to say, but you realize, right, that when they're pestering you, it's not about you. They know what you want, but they're going to manipulate. They're going to take advantage of it and manipulate you to get what they want. So she's pestering you, not because exactly, not because she wants you to get money. It's all about her percentage.
Yeah, because she was pestering. And then, you know, when we went, because this time was, you know, we met online meeting, Zoom meeting, and then it was like, she said, oh yeah. And then her manager was like, you know, I really like you, you know. Then they start complimenting you and they're like, I know what techniques you're using. It's been used before. This one was the worst one. This lady, I did gardening for, and she said, oh, there's this travel business. You just tell people to book through you or something and you make money. And then she sent me a link and everything seemed so complicated. They have phrases. What does platinum mean? When you know, it's like,
yeah.
Guess what? I went to her. I said, not interested. Contacted her. I said, not interested. And she started attacking me. Said, what you did was wrong. And I mean, I thought,
there you go.
What was wrong? And then she said to me, you know, the way you behaved was not proper at all. I don't want you to ever come and do my garden again. I wish you all the best. At that stage, I was like, wow, where did all these emotions come from? Then I replied and I said, okay, boom. But the way she was attacking me, I'm like, you know, these people come up with it like it's not really anything that you have to do if you don't want to. And then when you want to come out of it, or you're saying no, this other lady was trying to get me to it. She's never called me back again to do a garden because when I went to do it, we had plans for her garden. Did it once when I said no.
Yeah. Yeah. See, because it's all about them. But they need to give you a false sense of security. Like I said, in the con game, yeah. If I come to you and I say, listen, if you come and do my garden, I say, yo, there's a scheme I want you to do, right? And if you don't do it, I don't want you to touch my garden again. How's that going to benefit me? You know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel, though. But I gotta butter up. I gotta give you the false security. Hey, you know, you want to get some money, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to do it, you know what I mean? Like, but I want to help you out. It's all about me helping you, you know? But then you see the true colors when the other person says no. There's one thing I learned in psychology, yeah? Tell somebody no to see what their true colors are.
Wow. Wow.
Because
That's
everybody,
amazing.
a healthy person should be able to hear no and go, okay, cool, I respect that. Yeah. But if you tell somebody no and you watch them get, you know, then you know wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, or if they tell you no and you say, yeah, no problem, and they get angry, you can tell
100%.
Yeah.
The reaction was uncalled for. And I know we've used this scenario, an example of being conned into a pyramid scheme and whatever. If we compare it to experience, now that we've experienced all these things,
Yeah.
you have to also see how the persons react sometimes when things are not working out.
Yeah.
It gives you an insight of what the kind of person you are with
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's been a good discussion, you know, like, yeah, hopefully people get something from it. And because there are a lot of people out there that just want to help people, be kind to people, and to be loved. Yeah. And they're being manipulated and used. And I would tell those people, do not give up trying to love or be loved. Do not give up helping, but look at yourself and ask yourself, do I want this thing too badly? Do I want it too much? Is it an obsession? And if it's an obsession, you're going to have problems. Always be balanced. And once you're balanced, once you're balanced and you internalize some of your energy and build yourself up, what you want will come to you.
100%.
And don't fear if it doesn't come. Things take time. Just live.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to say you want to leave.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, also, one other tidbit. Do not be afraid to be the villain. Because we live in a society where, hey, the Joker, we live in a society where people use the vilifying of others to control them. So you see your example, yeah? Because you said no, what you did was wrong. You're not gonna do my garden again. You became a villain. And most people be like, oh no, I'm sorry, no, you know, okay, let's
I'll sign up. Yeah, what is it?
Exactly. Do not be afraid to be the villain, because people will know that if you're kind-hearted, you don't want to be seen as a bad person. And you're not a bad person. You're just saying no. That's it. So don't be afraid to be a villain.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it for me.
Yes, guys, take it easy. And please subscribe.
Like this video, comment, tell us what you think. If you disagree with anything we're saying, put it in the comments. We'll have a chat down there. Keep it respectful. We just chatting, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right. So, Adrian, thank you. Stop recording so I can have a chat with you.
No problem.
Stop recording right now.